Okay, listen up. You're about to hear what's not meant for your Gentile, non-Jewish ears. It's a bunch of Jews listening to a Chabad Jew boasting how Jews control Russia and Putin is their greatest patron. The Chabad mafioso you're about to hear says, there are many deals between Russia and Israel you don't know about. According to a report by Russian state media website lenta.ru, there are 48 Jews on a list of billionaires in 2014 with a combined net worth of $132.9 billion, while Jews account for only 0.11% of the Russian population. The current wealth of all billionaires in Russia is less than $400 billion. That was 9 years ago. Now they own it all. Journalist Nikolai Svanidze, a member of the Public Chamber of Russia, a consultant for the office of President Vladimir Putin, said in response that the list is a Nazi report and that the ethnicities of the wealthiest members of Russian society should not be published, as it is subject to cause issues. Putin signed a law in 2014 making distorting the country's role in World War II a criminal offense. And last week, legislators introduced a bill that would ban people from equating Soviet actions with Nazi behavior. Historians exposing Stalin's war crimes can go to jail for simply telling the truth. Also discussing that the murderous Bolsheviks were Jews will get you jailed. So there it is. Jews own Russia. We already know they own and control America. The world has a serious Jewish problem. Now watch and be gobsmacked.
To the White House as a personal guest. The difference between Poland and Russia is a vibrant, dynamic Jewish community. I was in Moscow on Simchas Torah night. There were 1,000 people there. There were 13 oligarchs in the room. Their net worth was $30-some-odd billion. Now, what shul in America has people worth $30 billion in the shul for dancing? At 3:30, at 4, so we were dancing till 11 o'clock, and then we had a break, and then we had the dancing again. At 3 o'clock in the morning, we went on the street, and at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm walking home with Rabbi Lazar. You'd think he'd be impressed that he had these oligarchs worth $30 billion. He said to me, I had success tonight. I said, what was your success? He says, 3 guys decided to get a bris, and 4 guys decided to put on tefillin. But we're talking here a different kind of world. You know, they house a row of Mercedes in front of the shul, each guy with a driver and bodyguards, and these guys are dancing inside like everybody else. They run the economy of Russia. The difference is we're the Jewish establishment in Russia. There's no Jewish Federation. We are the Jewish Federation. There's no ADL. We are the ADL. There's no AJC. We are the AJC. Judaism in Russia is run 98% by Chabad. It's a different ballgame. It is the most amazing Jewish community that I've ever been to in my life. It is so well organized. There's schools in this town with 1,000 students, with 50,000 Jews. It's an amazing place. I mean, now there's challenges, and everything in the city is run by Jews. The shopping centers are owned by Jews. Both airlines are owned by a Jew. The banks are owned by Jews. The gas stations are owned by Jews. The whole downtown, everything is owned by these oligarchs. In fact, the governor now, on behalf of Ukraine, is one of these oligarchs. One of the other elements for the success of Judaism in Russia, even though he's not so popular right now in the United States, has been the friendship to the Jewish world of the president of Russia, which is Vladimir Putin. And you have to ask yourselves, why is this so? I heard a great line from a professor of mathematics, Novosibirsk. He told me like this: Putin may not be good for Russia, but he's definitely good for the Jews of Russia. Putin may not be good for Russia, but he's definitely good for the Jews of Russia. Why is he good for the Jews of Russia? Because when Putin was a young child, he lived in an apartment building in St. Petersburg. And he would come home every day from school, and his parents were out working, and in the same entrance, in the same apartment or the adjacent apartment, there lived a religious Hasidic family. And when he would come home, and there was nobody to take care of him, they would do his homework together with him. And he spent his youth growing up basically in the house of an Orthodox Jew. So he feels a tremendous sense of hakoras hatov, of recognition for good, to the Jews, and what he got. All his childhood friends were Jews. And I also think he sees the positive effect that they have in building Russia as a new country, the fact what the rabbis do in Russia and the shluchim are doing in Russia. Russia is a different mentality. And this is part of the conflict right now between Russia and the United States. You can't push the Russians have to be dealt with through quiet. A very shrewd observer in Moscow told me, you can't deal with Russia like the United States. Here it's public pressure, it's tumult, it's polls. In Russia, everything is quiet deals. For instance, there is a lot of quiet deals between Russia and Israel that you know nothing about.